Hi there, Chris here with another quick tip for you all. In this video we're going to continue our look at painting the Triumvirate of Ynnead box set, and we're going to continue our work on the Yncarne. And we can see that we need to work on the hair next, which is the next major section of this model. To get us started, we're going to use Celestra Grey. This is going to be the base for all of the hair, and I'm applying this all by brush. I've got my medium base coating brush out, and I'm just going to begin simply by applying this all over the hair, trying to get very carefully into those undersides, as well as where basically the strands connect up with the ectoplasm. I keep calling it ectoplasm, but you know, whatever it is, right? You can see here it covers fairly well. Of course, you can see some of that magenta is peeking through, and so we will have to apply more than one layer to get a nice even coating. You can see here I've even applied some of the areas I followed on the outside ectoplasm stream there. You can see, so there's like a big strand of the hair running through there, and I wanted to really kind of bring that out. Kabalite Green is next, with a very heavy helping of Lamaine Medium and some Liquitex Fluid. And yes, you guessed it, I'm going to turn this into a shade wash. And basically this is going to be for all of the hair. I was going to go with more of a gray tone, but I felt the green within the hair would really complement nicely with all the magenta we got going on here. So that's where we're at. And as you can see here, I thinned it out. And basically I'm using a big wash brush and applying it over the entirety of the hair. Being very careful, of course, not to hit any of the ectoplasm strands or anything like that. Trying to be very consistent in where we apply it all, not letting it pool up or stain any of the big broad areas too heavily. Really only want it to reside within the recesses, just like normally with shade wash. You can see we even did those outside strands there and the ectoplasm and stuff. Just having a bit of fun with all of that, and really, I mean, kind of brings the whole image of the model together. I really like that nice little greeny hue to it all. Next is Administratum Grey from Citadel Air. We are going to use the Renegade Chrome to apply this next highlight, and I'm spraying it around 10 psi, I do believe. The Renegade Chrome is a precision brush, and so basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to spray straight down at the hair, giving me a bit of a zenithal thing. I was concentrating on the uppermost peak of the hair, not so much at the head you know, the parts that kind of run downwards into the ectoplasm either. It's really just a stylized kind of zenithal like look. It's almost like if you were to take a broad stroke of the airbrush and you did like a line across the hair, a big broad line across the hair. Using the precision brush just because we're going to get into some nooks and crannies, although I did hit a few areas that I didn't want to hit, so I spent a little bit of time later on cleaning those up. But, you know, be mindful. Of course, you should have masked off a lot of those areas, especially the body itself, just to avoid any errors or anything like that. Ultramarine Grey is next, and of course you can see here we're simply just layering this highlight on, and of course we're trying to be very selective and very careful, doing an edge, catching the ends of the strands, and then we're going to try and catch the most high points of the strands as well. Really kind of bring out all this texture in the hair, as it were. A lot of fun. Of course, I am using a large wash brush to do this because I do want to have the longer bristles so that I can create some longer brush strokes, as well as get into capture more of that curvature and just have more paint to draw upon as I'm working my way around. And of course you can see I use my small brush to catch some of the small areas, and I use the dry brush to get the underside as well, to kind of just pick out the texture and just create a bit of a gradient in there as well. I'm not too worried about the underside, but you know, here I'm using my base coating brush here just to kind of really pick out some of the big bright highlights I want on some of these larger strands. Again, concentrating more hair onto the ends of the hair here, really get it nice and bright, as well as the areas that go down into the stalk of the ectoplasm as well. Again, you can see it goes down well into the stalk, right almost to the base as it were, but really we're just concentrating mostly on just the main body part of the hair as we got here. Kabalite Green is next, and this is I'm using my standard brush, and I'm basically just going to paint in like this streak of green in the hair. This is a bit of a what would you call it, like a homage to the old avatar for the Eldar that had a green streak in its hair. And I kind of always like that when you have these big hairdos on these Eldar guys. I always like to do a bit of this, you know, streak in the hair. And so you can see the streak goes all the way down and follows and, you know, it disappears into the ectoplasm, you know, creating a bit of a transition in there. Coelia Greenshade is next, and this is simply just to highlight the hair, or shade the hair itself. Again, I follow pretty much the entire length of it very carefully as I work my way around, because I do not want to hit any of the other areas that I've painted. So I'm trying to be very careful as I can. And so you can see there, just trying to be very, very careful as we work our way around. Right into where it ends into the ectoplasm in that main stalk in there. And so the next is the next highlight, and we are going to work with Praxeli White. This is a dry, this is really great, and we're going to grab our medium dry brush, and basically we're going to concentrate this on the uppermost portion, kind of like how we did with the airbrush, except we're dry brushing at this point, and I'm trying to be very, very light as I work my way across the green streak of Kabalite Green in the hair. You can see it gets a little bit white, but that's fine, because that's, you know, I didn't really want the green streak to be too overt. I really wanted to be a little bit more subdued. And so with the Praxeli White here, again, we're just following pretty much what we had achieved with the airbrush when we laid that highlight in. And so it's really not a whole lot of this Praxeli White that we lay into the model, but that is it. And so next is going to work on the glow in the belly. We've got even more painting tutorials in the Silver MiniWarGaming Vault. You can watch another one today about how I work on the belly of the glowing core of this model. Just click on the link in the video description below to watch it right now. If you don't have a MiniWarGaming Vault membership, you can click on the link and sign up for a free 7-day trial. Make sure that you get the Silver membership so you get access to the painting tutorials, and you'll get instant access to over 1,000 painting tutorials already in the vault. And so thank you for watching, and happy wargaming.